Yeah, it was a good arm day. What else can I freaking say about it? So I'm extra not excited for this dextrose shake because instead of chocolate, I mix it up with vanilla. So if you know, you know. Vanilla protein powder is often, what's a good descriptor? Horrendous, gut wrenching, perhaps. I think you understand the idea. But as an enlightened lifter, you got to get it down. You got to get it down somehow. Actually, you know what? I didn't finish my whole jug. I'm gonna use that to sort of wash the taste out of my mouth. Not much left. Not much left. Okay, it's not that bad, but you get what I'm saying. It's not awesome. Ah, oh man, yeah. I've gotten comments asking me, Sam, why don't you just sip on it? Why don't you just sip on it on the drive home? Well, because it's gross, and I don't want to sip on it. Okay, I want to be done with it. Hmm. Okay, let's just let that settle for a moment. Let's get out of here. Let's get the let's get the f out of here. I was thinking about throwing in some forearms, but I didn't. So, what are you gonna do? Tomorrow's legs. I'm gonna make sure I get a real good night's rest because, you know, if you're kind of feeling off for arm day, you're not moving a ton of weight. You're not loading hundreds of pounds onto your back. You can kind of get away with not awesome preparation, right? But legs, I'd say legs and chest are the days where I feel the most fatigued if I didn't have a good night's rest the night before. You know, like I could get like total jack shit sleep and get a good arm pump. And back, I just always get good back pumps. But chest and legs, if I don't get at least 6 or 7 hours, I'm not gonna be feeling the best. I'm still gonna hit it, but you get what I'm saying. So honestly, I don't know if I want to keep doing arms here, just because, uh, you know, the Planet Fitness that's closer to my house, it's got better. I mean, for me, it's better equipped. So I think next arm day is going to be at Planet Fitness. I'm trying to see the lights without fucking blinding myself. Uh, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing special about this gym for an arm day. Arms for me is just dumbbells and cables, and a few machines, of course. So Planet Fitness is perfectly. I don't want to say equipped again, but you get what I'm saying. So let me let's think about this. What are you thinking about mid lift? Right? I've brought this up before, but it's been a while, and I know if decent amount of you guys haven't seen like every video. So what are you thinking about mid lift? What's like your motivation? Okay, and there's a few that are pretty common, or at least often referenced. Everybody knows about the like, oh, my girlfriend just broke up with me. Now I'm going hard in the gym, or that kind of shit, or I don't know, whatever. Like, mate, you're upset about something, and that's why you're going hard. I mean, there's nothing. I don't know. There kind of is something inherently wrong with that in a sense, but let's kind of get into it. I I just think that kind of messes with your mind. You know, if I've got shit going on, right? I want to be an enlightened lifter, so I try not to let it. What's the word? What am I trying to think of? I don't want to say infect. Whatever. I try not to let it, stay in the front of my mind when I'm trying to hit a lift. You know, this is when I go to the gym. The best lifts are the ones where you almost don't think about anything, right? Like you're not thinking to yourself, "Oh man, how much longer? Oh, how many more sets do I have? Oh, geez." Like the best lifts when you're totally in the zone. You just got your music playing. You're not scrolling Instagram. You do your set. You sit down. You take a breath. You drink your drink. You do another set, and then you just keep going, 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 going. You're going hard. Like those are the best. Those lifts almost feel like they're over in an instant, right? And I would say that's probably the best state to be in. I thought I was going to hiccup. At least for the most part, as long as you're actually going hard, right? If you've got, so for me, how I sort of look at it is if you're relying on external motivation for your lifts, it's just not conducive to long. Whoops. Yeah. So like I was saying, oh shit, what was I just fucking saying? My phone just kind of fucked up. Somebody called me. Her motivation. Yeah, yeah. If you're relying on external motivators to lift, what are you lifting for somebody else? You're trying to make progress to, appeal to someone else's ideology, or you want to get back at someone by like, I'll show them, I'll show them by getting huge. I mean, good for you. Everybody's got their own kind of backstory per se, but I mean, for me, the simpler you can make it, the better. So, if you just want to get big for its own sake, then that's as much motivation as you need. That's as much as I need. So, you know, that's why I fucking put so much energy into it. Uh, who knows? Maybe there's some deeper subconscious level shit that just isn't surfacing. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, that's kind of how I think about it. It's like, I want to get big. I know what I got to do to get big. I'm going to do it. You know? So like if you catch yourself thinking like, okay, once I get this big, I'll show them, or oh, they'll see. They'll see what they missed. It's it's you can think that. You're not wrong for thinking that. But I don't know. You kind of are wrong for thinking that. I'm not a psychologist, so do whatever you want. But for me, that's kind of silly. Like, if I see one of my gym bros, or like some guy I know in the gym bro is kind of a funny term, and it's like, he's in. I've seen it before, like girl trouble, and it's legit like demon mode, no smiling, no nothing. Like when I look at that, I'm like, oh, geez, that guy is fucked up. You can't maintain that state forever. So clearly, it's not a great state to be in, right? Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm trying to say, right? It's like that's a pretty good example of how it's not conducive with longevity, right? If you're going into the gym every day and you're just totally pissed, upset, you know what I'm saying? Come on, that just sucks, right? You're gonna go and have a good time. So ideally, putting in effort in the gym and going hard, that is a good time for you, right? That's sort of the mental state that you should strive to acquire, if you kind of understand what I'm saying, right? Rather than sort of think about a specific end goal you want, right? If you can sort of rewire your brain somehow, I don't know how to do it exactly, right? But if you can manage to be content just by making progress, right? Like if at the end of the day you went to the gym You counted your calories, you got some good sleep, you took your vitamins. That sounds like you're on track to me. That sounds like you're about to make some gains, right? And that's the best state you can be in. So whether or not you took something out of that, still a good arm day. So home, food, then I get to sleep in because it's the weekend, which is gonna be fucking sweet. And full day of eating, it's on my mind. I haven't forgotten about it. Just keep a freaking eye out. So I will see you next time. Did you miss me? Yeah, fucking Memorial Day, my gym closed too early for me to go. And then yesterday, I just felt like shit. Like I got home from work and I just fucking slept. But we're back on track, right? So headed over to Metro Fitness. I'm pretty much gonna be going there most of the summer, honestly. Like it's basically just the best gym around. Like I'll still hit the Planet Fitness and shit, but this one's just the best. At least, well, like think about it this way, I can do a perfectly good arm day at a Planet Fitness, right? Because for me, my arm training is just dumbbell curls with like, fucking dumbbells. What am I talking about? And cables and like preacher curl machines, and then triceps is pretty much just cable pushdowns, right? So Planet Fitness is perfectly well equipped. But for chest, like today, you know, I don't know if I really want to just do the Smith machine bench. Plus, the one at Planet Fitness kind of sucks. Like it's not like a real barbell. If you've been, you know what I'm talking about. Uh, and this gym has an actual hammer strength incline press. Hard to beat. Hard to freaking beat. So, basic idea. I think I'm not gonna fuck with barbell today. I think I'm gonna stick with machines. So I'll probably start off with, I think incline Smith, then move on to that hammer strength, then probably a variety of, flies, either with a pec deck or with cables. It's just a little different feeling on either. And then gonna throw some shoulders in. So if you've been itching for some shoulder training, or if you just want to see me spam lateral raises like usual, then you're in luck. So nothing else to talk about. Let's just fucking get in there. I'm excited. Oh, close that bitch down. All right, let's just get the dextrose shake in the gullet before we say anything else. Ah, blah. Oh, god damn. Yuck. Very sweet. So, was that complicated for real? Right? Chest was just fucking incline barbell Smith, then the machine, and then some flies. A little bit of cable work as well. But anybody could have come up with that workout. It's not rocket science. And then shoulders, I mean, that's just spamming lateral raises. Uh, I'm not a huge believer in like going crazy heavy for shoulders. Like I'm really just aiming to get my shoulders pumped up. But maybe that's just because they're kind of a strong point for me. So if your shoulders are fucking lacking, or if any particular body part's lacking, uh, wouldn't it make sense to hit it maybe a bit harder, maybe a bit more frequently? You know, I would think so. If my chest was like way behind, maybe I would fucking only do back or something once a week, and do chest like every 3 days or something. You know, like when you're making your split, I pretty much say for the basic realm of lifters, you're going to want to hit every muscle about twice per week, right? And take a rest day if you feel like you need it, whatever. But that's a pretty decent frequency. And then for each lift, like today, I did 11 sets of chest, 8 sets for side and rear delts, which pretty much fits into my recommendation of 8 to 12 sets per muscle group, right? Per lift. That's what I'm saying. Because if you do 8 to 12 sets, and they're pretty hard, uh, by by the time you get into that range, you're fully pumped. You understand? And I mean, there's no benefit to lifting beyond the pump, right? Like when my chest is totally fucked, as much blood flow as fucking possible, that's it. It's done. Because if I keep doing more, for one thing, I'm probably going to lose my pump, which anybody that's lifted for a long time knows what that's like. Or if somebody like fucking is talking to you for too long, or if you got to if your stomach's rumbling and you got to go to the bathroom mid body part, oh, that's the fucking worst. Little side note on that. That is the last fucking thing I want to do. Like if I was halfway through chest today and I had to make a bathroom break, ugh, it just totally throws off your game. It's like going to the bathroom in the pool, right? Because then you got to pull up your cold trunks. You're not in the zone anymore. Ugh. So I pretty much make it a habit to deal with all that kind of shit pre-lift. Like right when I go to the gym, straight to the bathroom, just so I don't have anything to fucking bother me. But yeah, like I'm saying, by the time you're fucking pumped, that's all you can do. Right? So I might even start doing. So I kind of just pick 11 sets, uh, not really arbitrarily per se, but it's just kind of a number that I picked within that range, which I feel like is effective. And for whatever reason, that just feels like a good number to me. But shit, man, maybe I should just be lifting and then doing as many sets as it takes to be fully pumped, and then be done. You know, like I was saying before, this shit isn't a perfect science, right? And if you can be open to new ideas, right, all the better for your progress. You know, I remember when I started lifting, I was doing every body part 3 times a week. I think I was doing push-pull legs, right? And I was doing 25 sets each lift for each body part, right? So back day ended up being 25 sets of back, right? I was doing a 5x5. So I'd pick 5 exercises and I would do 5 sets of each exercise, right? Now, sure, I made progress because just doing any physical activity in the weight room is probably going to give you progress, especially in the beginning of your your lifting journey, right? But if I were to keep doing that much volume now, I mean, it's just fucking, it's not necessary, you know, because when I was doing that much volume, the sets were pretty much fluff sets in a sense. Like when I would move on to tricep pushdowns or something with a rope, I would do a set kind of light as like a feeler set, and then I go a little bit heavier and heavier and heavier, right? Like pyramiding up. I'm sure you know about that. Whereas now I've kind of adopted the mentality that like once you're warm, right? When you move on to a new exercise, I don't see the point in doing like a light set and then going a little heavier and then going a little heavier, right? Like as you can see in most of my, well, yeah, some muscles is a little different, but for most of my training videos, right, I start with as much weight as I can do for whatever muscle that is, and then as the lift goes on, the weight goes down, right? Because I'm getting weaker, you know, like fucking chest started off heavy as fuck with that Smith bench. Honestly, a little too heavy. I don't really like to go below 8 reps. And then I had to go a little bit lighter because I mean I was fucking fatigued. And then I had to go a little bit lighter. And then I had to move to a machine, which is less weight, right? And then I was doing cables and shit like that. You know, shoulders wasn't like that, but shoulders is a little different. You know, I'm just trying to get them pumped up. But regardless of like what your split is or what your training methodology may be, right? As long as you're going hard and what you're doing makes like sense to you. If you can look at your workout plan and explain it to someone and have it actually make sense, it's probably going to fucking work, right? But there's a lot of like kind of BS because anybody that's big can just say whatever and it'll make sense. Like it'll sound right, you know? Like if you see a personal trainer doing some weird exercise or something stupid. I don't know. I can't even think of a weird exercise right now because I don't even get them on my radar, right? But let's say you had a guy, jacked, and he's telling you to do. He's in a video and he's telling you, this is the greatest chest builder of all time, and it's like he's doing a single leg, or no, he's like standing on one leg, kneeling on the other, like doing a cable press. The exercises specifically aren't special, right? All you're doing is trying to load the intended muscle with as much weight as you can for a lot of reps. Pretty much. I think what I've kind of heard is like 8 to 30 reps is going to be an effective set, as long as it's like pretty hard. You hear a lot about like training to failure, and I think it kind of gets a little bit misconstrued, because when I was doing that incline bench on the Smith, that was failure, right? I could not do any more. I had to rack it, but once you start doing lighter weight, you can kind of keep doing partials, and the where you actually like reach failure is a little bit more vague, right? So in my mind, apart from like the compound lifts, which I pretty much try to get to failure on, once I move on to lighter shit, like with the dumbbell side raises or with the pec deck, I'm pretty much just trying to do a set where I know that once I drop the weight, I'm like, all right, that was fucking good. I went fucking hard. As long as you can tell yourself and actually believe it that you went hard on a set, you probably did something good. So, home, vitamins, food, bed. Shit, what else? Full day of eating. Not happening tomorrow. It's gonna happen soon. Like this bulk will not end without the full day of eating. But it is not. I'll try to do it this weekend, but I mean, my word means nothing. I've said I was gonna do it for months. So just try and trust me. You will see a full day of eating. It will happen. I just can't promise when. All right, so fuck, that's it. Hope you guys had a good lift today. If you had chest, make sure you fucking went hard. I will see you next time. And if you're not doing your cardio, you already know how I feel about you. All right, later. It's fucking hot. God damn it. All right. A little bit of a skipped back day. Didn't record it. Whoops. Nah, I had to go to the Planet Fitness, and I didn't even want to deal with it. So, no back day for you. Whoopsie. Ah, shit. So, I just finished work. Painted some crosswalks. That's my whole deal. So, I'm going to go home, get the pre-workout all together. And then I've got arms. So, arm day. Pretty excited. Just thinking about it right now, it's getting me going. Same technique as usual. I'm going to do triceps first, then buys. I want to do some kind of overhead tricep something. Like, I don't know what though. I just did a machine, I think it was the last arm day video, which was fucking killer. It was like seated, overhead, double arm, whatever. It was great. But this gym does not have that. And I don't really care to do like, I don't know, maybe I'll do some kind of overhead dumbbell tricep extension, like one at a time like that. I don't know. I'll think about it. And then biceps, that's even simpler than fucking triceps, All I'm going to be doing is curls of whatever variation I feel like, right? So be it dumbbell curls in the beginning, it's probably a good guess of what I'm going to do. And then maybe, I don't know, I'm kind of thinking about some easy bar curls, just free weight style. I kind of like doing those. It's whatever, I'll just go by feel. But pretty much in my mind, I don't really do too much variation with biceps, like intentionally. Like I don't do any movements where I'm trying to specifically target like the what, I don't even know the fucking heads of the bicep. The long head, the short head. You always hear people fucking talking about that kind of shit. You know, in my mind, I'm just trying to fucking hit the whole bicep. And if you're doing normal curls, then you probably fucking will. You know, if your whole bicep workout is just hammer curls, that could be a little funky. I'm not really a hammer curl fan, just because you're gonna be working a lot of forearms. But as long as you're doing curls where you you know, you get your wrists or your palms facing up at the top, right? You're gonna be hitting the bicep pretty fucking well. So for whatever reason you love preacher curls, that's your go-to shit. Always get the best pump. You're strong in the movement. Spam them, you know. You may as well just fucking do what feels good, right? So for me, I always like dumbbell curls standard, like just standing, alternating. That's pretty much my favorite. Like if I were to pick a single bicep movement, that would be the one. Just because it's you know, it's pretty much the strongest that I can be with my biceps. Especially when I'm fresh, like I'll throw around 75s, 80s, kind of depends on how I feel. And then once you're weak and you're going lighter, you can use I don't mind using like the 35s, doing real slow controlled reps, obviously towards the end of the workout where I've already been fatigued, but whatever. So stop yapping, get home, shower off so I don't smell like